What is up, guys? Okay, so Tina event is in full swing. What I'm going to do today is talk about speed farming, and I'm also going to talk about farming efficiently. So efficiency farming and speed farming. There's a slight difference, and you can pick which one you want to do. Now, in terms of speed farming, that one's pretty easy. So speed farm, if you're going to do straight up speed farming, that's how you are going to maximize the number of Tinas you have, because the faster you can farm, that means the more chances, the more story modes you can go through, and the more chances you have of encountering a Tina. That's speed farming. Now, efficiency farming is where you might give up a little bit of speed, but that's so that you can kind of earn some of the bonuses of having to do story mode during this event. And now, you know, to have the maximum effect in either farming set, SP Siphon is going to be, you know, the way you maximize your farm time. You don't have to maximize farm time. I kind of talked about that in my last video. We have your SP Siphoners. But if you do have a siphon set, you do kind of want to throw it on a good farmer. You want to find a place that you can farm, and you can kind of have that SP farmer fill up his gauge initially, because the way an SP siphon monster works, generally he has an SP siphon skill on his first skill, and his second skill is an AoE. So that way he fills up his bar after attacking on the first wave that you are in story mode, and then every other wave after the first wave he can wave clear everything, and that leads into faster farm time. Also, kind of back in the day in old school MSL, because we're 2 years old now, but early game, very early on in the game's history, they used to kind of run these notifications saying that the number of hits influences the amount of gold you gain. And so if you can AoE a bunch of monsters very quickly, especially if you have multiple monsters that are doing the AoE attacks, multiple siphon monsters with full gauges, that generally leads to more gold gain toward the end of the run, in addition to a faster run. And so that's kind of the difference. That's also a split between efficiency versus speed. So as you guys can see with this first run that I've got going on, I've got all monsters with SP Siphon. Their bars get full pretty much very close to the first run or after the first run, and then they just wave clear everything, AoE clear everything, and then the gold gain close to the end is pretty good. The runtime is under a minute, so that, I think that's a good bar, guys. So if you want to gauge your time on a stage, very good farm time on a stage is going to be under a minute. If you're under a minute, I think you're doing good. If you're at a minute, that's kind of like medium, and then if you're going over a minute, that is a little, I would say that's a little bit slow. But that's fine. Some sets in some areas you might have to be over a minute. For example, when I'm farming the last continent, or I think it's Aurora or something, my farm teams tend to be like a minute 7. It could be more than that sometimes. So, you know, but the reason I farm that is generally because I need to because I'm farming for super evolution material while I'm farming for the Tinas. So that's your efficiency farming, guys. So so if in efficiency farming, you're going to give up a little bit of speed in order to say make the materials that you might need for the super evo materials. Also, generally, of course, it's going to be much faster for you guys to farm something like hard mode or easy mode. But the thing is, you don't gain dragon sigils. Now, one of the benefits of having to farm the Tina right now is that you're actually being forced to spend time in story mode. And if you can do extreme mode, that means you can earn dragon sigils. And if you can earn dragon sigils, that means you have a chance of gaining an SP Siphon gem. And so if you get a fairly good SP Siphon gem, that means you eventually will have faster farming times, right? So that's part of efficiency, is where you're kind of just you know, making use of this time that you're having to farm Tina, not just to pick up Tina, but also to, you know, fill other gaps that you might have in the game, whether that's gaining SP you know, Super Evolution material, and Dragon Sigils, you know, or not. Now, if you want to straight up speed farm, as you guys can see with this with the second team that I kind of show here, where the farm time for me got down to I think it's about 35 seconds. What I ended up doing here was I gave up 3 of my SP siphoners for monsters with fairly fast animation times. And so what they did not do is they did not drag down my Freet. They were also able to, you know, one-shot monsters pretty quickly. But the difference is I also gave up, while I gained time, I gave up gold. So you guys can see this team versus SP team. The gold gain was much different compared to the, you know, the slower team. So for me, I'm okay generally with giving up a little bit of time in terms of my speed in order to gain more gold and to gain the Super Evolution material that I need, and also to gain Dragon Sigils. So I like to run extreme wherever I need materials for as evolution material. Now during the week, the other thing I like to do is I like to run areas where there is an extra gold up, because I like to make extra gold. But that's just me, guys. You have to pick where you want to farm. If you want to farm fast, then definitely Phantom Forest is going to probably be the easiest thing to do. If you're farming, if you've got a Fire Siegfried with a siphon set on him, he's got wood monsters that will help feed his gauge, and they will help him get his gauge up pretty fast. If you're farming with the Sierra, you know, she probably can do the same thing, especially if you got her crit up. But all you really want to aim at, guys, is picking an SP siphon monster that can gain and a place that they can farm where they gain a full gauge. They're on the first set, and then they can kind of go into the following waves and clear those waves. They have enough damage to help clear those waves. And multiple SP siphon monsters, of course, will help speed that up. You know. But yeah, guys, so hopefully that wasn't too jumbled and you got something out of that. I hope that helped, and I think hopefully tomorrow I will do like an introductory farming team video, which will be a little bit different from this one. This one's geared more toward more like an informational and, you know, showing some of my team. But yeah, guys, so hope that helped. Make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. If you want to make sure you are notified when I post a video, because I am kind of sporadic when I post stuff, make sure you turn on your notifications if you have subscribed, and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the Tina event, what you think about farming. I like hearing from you guys, and I will see you in the next video.